back to another video. It's Football Hypes here, and in today's video, guys, we are going to be looking at the best team in each country in Europe. So yeah, this is basically just going to be my opinion on like the best team in every country in Europe. So yeah, please do not criticize my choice of team, because people may think that that team may be better than the one that I've chosen. But yeah, so if you guys are looking to choose a team and you're not quite sure which the best one is, and you're discovering like a new country in Europe, guys, I'm going to be showing you guys the best teams in each country in Europe. So let's get straight into it. So we are going to be starting off in England. So yeah, guys, in my opinion, it is Manchester City by far. I mean, people may say Liverpool, but Manchester City is my opinion, just because of how much trophies they've won, and you know, just their actual side I think is better than Liverpool's. That is just my opinion. So that is basically England for you. So if you're not quite sure which team in England, in my opinion, is clearly Manchester City. So moving on to the next team. Okay, so we're going to be looking in Spain right now, and in my opinion is Barcelona. Barcelona, I think, are clearly the best side in Spain right now, besides Real Madrid, because I mean, Real Madrid have not been playing very well lately, and plus their side in this game looks a lot better than Real Madrid's. But that's just my opinion on this. So even though I'm a Barcelona supporter, yeah, I just think that Barcelona are probably the best side in Spain in this game, not just in general, but in the game though. Okay, now we're in Italy right now, and in my opinion, it's clearly Juventus. Now people may think, okay, Inter Milan or Roma or someone, but in my opinion, it's Juventus. See how many titles they've won in the past few years. It's crazy. So in Italy, it's Juventus, definitely. There's no doubt about that. I just think that Juventus are probably the most dominating team in Europe right now, clearly. Okay, so now we've moved on to Germany, and in my opinion, I think that Bayern Munich is clearly the best in Germany right now, because they basically like another Juventus. They've won so many titles in the past 8 years or so, and it just keeps on getting better and better and better. And in this game especially, they have top players which make them a top side. And people may sort of say Dortmund or something, but I think it's Bayern Munich clearly, because they have a very strong side. Okay, so now we've moved on to France, and in France, again, PSG, I think that they may be just the best side in France right now. They've won so many titles in the past few years, just like Juventus and Bayern Munich. It is crazy, and they are the best team in France right now, having so many trophies and extremely good players in their side, including Mbappe and Neymar and so on. But people may say Lyon or, you know, like, I don't know, Monaco or something, but I think it's clearly PSG that are dominating in France right now. Now we've moved on to the Netherlands, and guys, here it's basically, I don't even have to look twice, it's Ajax. They did extremely well in the Champions League, and their squad in this game is just dominating in Netherlands right now, and I just think that they are a super strong side, and in my opinion would be Ajax, just completely. I mean, they are just as good as, I would say, many of the other teams in Europe. So Ajax, probably Ajax, whatever, however you say it, best team in Netherlands in my opinion. Okay guys, so now we've moved on to Portugal, and I think that Porto may just be the best side in Portugal right now. They have a lot of good players, and João Felix has just, or however you pronounce that guy's name, he's just left and gone to Atletico Madrid for an extreme amount of money. But yeah, Porto in this game, I think that they do have a very good side, good players, and are currently the best in Portugal right now. That's just my opinion. I don't know if there are any other better teams in Portugal, but they may just be, they're Sporting as well, but I think Porto may just be a little bit better than Sporting. So yeah. Okay, now we've moved on to Russia, and basically guys, the rest of this video is basically just teams I've kind of looked at briefly and just my opinion on it. I don't really know much about them, but yeah, this is basically just going to be my last few picks in Europe. I'm not quite sure about them, but yeah, so in Russia, I would probably say it's CSKA Moscow because their rating is quite high, and I'm aware of some of the players that are actually in the team. So we have moved on to the Scottish Premiership right now, and in my opinion, I'd probably say it's Celtic. Celtic, yeah, they've won so many titles just like before in other countries like France and Bayern Munich and PSG and Juventus. They've won so many titles, and I think that Celtic will be a part of that unbeaten run of titles. So yeah, I think Celtic are clearly the best team and highest rated in Scotland. So we've moved on to Turkey, and in my opinion in Turkey, I think it may be Besiktas. Yeah, you do get Fenerbahce as well, but Besiktas I think may just be a little bit better than Fenerbahce, but definitely Besiktas for me in Turkey. Moving on to Greece, I'd probably say it's Olympiacos. Just looking at the player ratings and the rating of the club itself, I think that they are probably the best in Greece, and they do have a lot of Champions League history as well, so yeah. In Belgium, I'd probably say it's Club Brugge KV. Yeah, you do get KAA Gent, and you do get RSC Anderlecht, so yeah, but in my opinion, I would probably say it's Club Brugge KV. I've seen them in the Champions League a few times, and they've looked pretty good, and their actual rating in the game is pretty decent as well. I've looked in Switzerland currently, and I think that Basel will probably be the best team there. I think they're a little bit better than Young Boys, but yeah, that's just my opinion. So I think Basel will probably be the best team in Switzerland right now. Okay, so we've moved on to Austria, and I'm quite sure a few of you are aware of this side, RB Salzburg. They are the highest rated team in the league, and I've looked at this squad, a decent sized squad, decent net worth of players, and I think they are probably the best team in Austria. So yeah. Now in Ukraine, I'd probably say it's Shakhtar Donetsk. I am quite aware of this side, but don't know much about it, but they have a decent squad and are the best in Ukraine. Moving on to Croatia, and I think the best team in Croatia right now is Dynamo Zagreb. Have high rated players, high net worth of players, and are a decent side in the Champions League, I believe, and are yeah, probably the best team in this league right now. So we are moving on to Poland, and in Poland, I've seen this club quite a few times, Legia Warszawa, and I think that they are the best team there with their Champions League history, and the amount of titles they won is just crazy as well. But yeah, I think Legia Warszawa will probably be the best team in Poland. So we are moving on to Czech Republic, and Czech Republic, I've seen quite a few teams here that are pretty decent, Victoria Plzeň and Slavia Praha, but I think overall out of these teams, I'd probably say Sparta Praha, a decent team, and I've seen them in the Champions League before. That's just my opinion on this in this league. Sparta Praha, good players, good rated players, good squad in general, so definitely Sparta Praha for me. Now, I don't know much about Serbia, but I've looked into Serbia, and Zvezda, I'm not sure how you pronounce that, but yeah, I think that's how you pronounce it, but I probably say that they are better than Partizan, but I've looked into this team, and they are probably the best in Serbia right now. Okay, so we are in Denmark right now, and yeah, so I looked into a few of these clubs, and I think Copenhagen is probably the best team here. Seen them in the Champions League before, and they've won many titles, so probably I would say that Copenhagen are the best team in Denmark. Moving on to Sweden. So I looked into this league and I looked at a few of the clubs, and the best club there is probably Malmo FF. They're extremely decent side. I think overrated actually in the league, and have extremely good players, and have very good history in Sweden. We are at the last country now, and that is Norway. So yeah, just note that Romania was not added into this video because there is no league for Romania, sadly. But yeah, besides that, Norway, I'd probably say Rosenborg. They are the highest rated team in the league, and also do have a very good Champions League history. Yeah, it's just my opinion that they are the best team in Norway right now. And yeah, that's it for this video, guys. If you guys did enjoy the video, do go ahead, like the video, subscribe if you're new, turn the notifications on, and I'll see you guys in the next video.